Story and word problems. When you're reading problems, certain words can act as kind of road signs to writing equations. So let's look at an example here and see how we can pick out those road signs to help us write the equation. So we're going to write the described inequality, and that is 5 less than twice the number is greater than 42. So just looking through our example, we want to kind of pick out our math keywords. So when we read through it, we have 5 less. So 5 less is important. And then we have then twice a number. That would also be kind of a keyword. And then we have greater than. So now let's go ahead and try and put this together into more of a equation. So when we look at this, we want to start with our variable usually. And our variable comes in where it says a number, because that's our unknown. We don't know what that number is. So when we start, we'll just put our x down. So whenever we look at that, we say that it's twice a number, so that's like multiplying 2. But we know that it was 5 less than twice a number, so we can add more to this. We know it's 5 less than 2x, so we add in the 5 less. So now our 2x becomes 2x minus 5. And we're writing an inequality, so now we have to determine which way the inequality symbol is going to go. And that's where we see that it says greater than. So we know our 2x minus 5 side is going to have the larger portion of the inequality sign facing it, or like the alligator mouth if you've been taught using that idea. So we have 2x minus 5 is greater than, and it says it's greater than 42. So if we see this, we've kind of gone through picking out our important pieces to figure out each step and get our full equation. So now let's do kind of a little more complicated problem where we're looking at a story and we have to find equations to solve for something. So, at a talent show, adult tickets are $7 and child tickets are $5. If 87 tickets are sold and $571 are made from ticket sales, how many types of each ticket were sold? So, in this example, they've given us a lot of information, but we need to arrange that into 2 separate equations in order to solve for this system. So our first thing we need to do is we need to define our variables. So whenever we start to write these, we know what we're doing. So they're asking for how many types of each ticket. So it makes sense then to say that the number of each type of ticket is our variable. So the number of adult tickets will represent with the capital letter A. And the number of child tickets will represent with the capital letter C. So, now we know that, and that'll help us write our equations. So let's look at some of the information they've given us and try and write our equations. So our first equation, let's use the piece of information that they told us when they said that there's 87 tickets sold. So we know there's 87 tickets sold total. So that means that the number of adult tickets and the number of child tickets have to add up to that. So we'll get A plus C equals 87. And that's a pretty simple equation to pull out from that information. Now equation 2 is a little bit more difficult. They've given us a little bit more information. They've given us the price of each type of ticket. And they've given us the total amount of profit from ticket sales. So this one is kind of easier to imagine if you think of it as kind of a sum, because we have money coming in from the sale of child tickets and money from the sale of adult tickets. So we can write an equation that says that $571 has to equal the profit from our child sales plus our profit from adults. So, we need to come up with a way of thinking of our profit. Well, we know that the number of tickets are represented by our variables, and we know the price per ticket. So we can use that to come up with the profit equation. So our 571 is just going to equal the number of the ticket times the price of the ticket. So now we have two variables, A and C, and we have two equations. So we have a solvable system. So that is a way that you can make equations from different word and story problems.